Last time we managed to get to and leave a floating island without anything bad happening, which is kind of surprising to me. I mean, I know, yeah, floating islands are not quite the same thing as like a space station, which in every single media I've ever seen either ends with it exploding, falling to Earth, or both. But still, this is Final Fantasy. That's kind of the equivalent of one.
So, where exactly is Wraithwall's tomb?
Far to the west. We must first cross the Yogir Yensa, and beyond that, the Nam Yensa, before we reach the tomb. An expanse of desert larger still than all of Dalmasca. We must pace ourselves. If you grow tired, we stop and take rest.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm tougher than I look.
You are at that.
Well, though, now thinking about it, this is Final Fantasy. If you've watched any of the previous Final Fantasy games that I played on the channel, it usually takes until, I don't know, at least halfway through the game before all of the towns that you know and love start exploding. That's just like a thing that happens in this entire series. In Final Fantasy 15, it was actually, like, it hit real hard seeing all the places, like, just completely wiped out. And in Final Fantasy IX, on the other hand, well, you know, 70% of the city was rubble, but the story, of course, was mostly focused on, hey, Zidane, why aren't you fucking Dagger yet? Because that was the most important plot line in that game.
A construct to draw oil from the ground. Abandoned many years now, it seems.
Did Dalmascans build this?
No, the Rosarians. Their empire lies far to the west, ever at war with Arcadia. Heedless of the kingdoms caught in their midst. Dalmasca, Nabrodia, Landis.
'Tis the small craft's fate to watch the list of the galleons and pray for light winds.
Vosla, why are you here?
Imagine my surprise when upon my return to Bogerba, I find both you and the Lady Ash have vanished. I thought you above consorting with sky pirates.
Balthier is a man worthy of our trust, and it was the Lady Ash's decision. I am content to lend my arm. As I could not when Rasla died, when her throne was taken. Never again. I will defend her this time.
You walked the Knight's path. The Lady Ash?
We should leave this place.
Let me guess. Sandstorm?
Something far worse.
I see. So the Dawn Shard does lie in King Wraithwall's tomb. The Marquis sympathizes with your plight, yet the Empire perches as a carrion bird on his shoulder. He can keep whispers of your abduction silent for only so long.
Yes. Tell me, Vossler, what have you accomplished?
We leave at once. This is Urutan Yensa territory, and they are unfond of visitors. Looks like we've attracted the wrong sort of attention. Let's quit this place while we still can. Move!
Vossler, have you found the means to restore Dalmasca?
First, we must claim the Dawn Shard. It all begins with that.
Once again, you could just go and watch Star Wars. I haven't seen that movie in a long, extremely long time, but I hear it's really good. Like, really good. Definitely worth a watch. You know, I think I'm gonna put it down to only 2 times speed. Keep it. Because, you know, I do feel like I end up just running into things more often than not at 4 times speed, which I didn't really think was gonna be too big of a deal, but it kind of is. Okay, anyway. So, there's a very large area here that I can... Oh, wait, this isn't even the place I want to go. There's a very large area here that I can explore, but it seems like the best way to do this is to kind of keep on the lower route and then focus on getting over there. You know, focus on just, like, getting over to the actual location I need to be. Because, after all, I'm not really here to do any sort of grinding, as you know. Still totally okay with that. I mean, not only have I gotten the levels already kind of squared away from the beginning of the game, just going through the, what is it, a trial mode. There's a trial mode thing that just throws you into a series of battles from the start menu. And you do get to keep stuff there. Gets you a lot of gil, gets you a lot of job points, license points. So, I should be good for a while. I also have everybody all set up for Gambit, so yeah, stuff like Fran healing herself there is going to be pretty much all automated. That's the plan, at least. That's what I want. That's what I want to have happen. It was, as I was saying, like one of the things I found most interesting about the game, being able to set that sort of thing up. Unfortunately, it's not very advanced. Yeah, you don't have stuff like do this or this, if else statements, that sort of thing. Which, of course, is what I would like to see, but, you know, hey, for what it is, though, you can set up some wacky things, like, hey, whenever you see a undead character, use a Phoenix down on them, which I do. And, like, everybody's highest priority, for example, is throwing a Phoenix down on anybody that gets knocked out. So, there's some, It really does mean that you can just kind of like run it in there and throw it on 4 times speed pretty easily. Hey, and we're through the desert, baby. However, what do you got here? Because I really could use some upgrades for stuff. Yeah, super vast place. Already done with it. Anyway, no, not really too much of anything here. Yeah, the reason that I'm using Phoenix Downs for a lot of stuff, hence 99 of them. Okay, I was looking for more somebody that would give me, you know, equipment, but fine. Okay, right into it. I don't know, I think, you know what? I lied. I want to go throw it back on 4 times speed. I think that this is kind of the best way to do it, right? I cannot believe that nobody can walk through grass. Okay, I can believe that Fran can't walk through grass. Look at her feet. But, you know, everybody else, though, on the other hand, well, you know, I've seen some heals in games, but like that, those might take the cake. Anywho. Alright. Aside from that, it's like still to kind of take... Yeah, I have the license for so many pieces of equipment that just have yet to appear. I can, like, equip up to, you know, rank 16 things or whatever, but I have access to rank 3. Which is why getting a little bit farther in the game, maybe more than anything else, will just be good for like, getting a ton more power through that alone. Right, where am I going here? Down here instead, it seems. Because it should just mostly be a straight shot forward for a lot of... Ah, I see. It should be a straight shot forward for a lot of this stuff, but... I guess not so much everything here now, is it? Alright, alright, alright. I could have swore that all you need to do is just kind of like stick to the lower route to make this happen, but might be a one different location than I... Yeah, okay, I see. That's not the area you want to get to. I'm guessing that at some point in time we'll probably get the ability to go through the sand wells, sand geysers, whatever you call that, because they're clearly intended to be like a location that like connects to other stuff. Getting over to the Easter Sand or the Wester Sand, whatever that one said there, would be a very convenient shortcut, considering that I still have absolutely no idea how to get teleport stones. Like, yo, those ones that I had at the beginning of the game, they were the only ones that I've gotten so far. Where do they appear? What do I need to do to get me some teleport stones? Because they seem like they would be very, very handy, you know? But, yeah, they don't appear in shops. I got them for, yeah, doing like the first couple hunts on the board, and that's it. They've not appeared since then. I even tried doing more hunts just to get access to some of the teleport stones, and nothing doing. Hey, dudes. You got the stuff? Yeah, undead stuff. I was just telling the audience how I have things set up for that. And yes, okay, here we go. Actual upgrades. That's why I have like the money to equip these as well. Because that guy in the previous area gives you just garbage, just total and complete garbage. It's like you have God, what is it? The ancient sword, which is good for these two who I have as knights, but that's it. This, I'm guessing, is probably going to be a pretty huge increase to power then. I mean, just like overall, a lot of this stuff should be, provided that I have the money to get most of it. I spent so much on on Phoenix Downs, you understand. Because they're going to be an integral part of, like, the plan from this point. Yeah, you know what? Give me 4 of these. Everybody has licensed stuff for being able to block really well with shields, so this is probably something I should prioritize more than anything else. And then, whatever, we'll do the rest later. Black belt? We need to do... alright. I guess I could take those. I mean, look, we'll kind of like go get the rest of this, and finally selling high potions too. Hey, stop. Fun. But yeah, let's just get the rest of these high potions, and then basically I'll come back here after I'm done with this area. And we'll go get the proper setup for everybody. Cool. Don't care. Like, look, I don't need to save right now. I'll be fine. Again, this is very reminiscent of the, what was the castle of the famed adventurer guy in Final Fantasy IX. Doesn't have the same gimmick, but, you know. Why, what's that? A random boss just kind of appearing out of nowhere to fight me for no reason? That will never be mentioned again after this, but let's just get... Look, I'll beat him up with the sort of pomp and circumstance that a boss like this deserves. Fran, you should be healing after like 50% health. That's what I got you set for. Yeah, I don't know who the best, like, oh, is that it? I thought it was casting something. Yeah. Fran is my white mage right now. I don't know who should be the white mage. Probably gonna be like Vaughn later on or something. Because everybody else kind of like does well in other ways. Vaughn is the only one who just doesn't really seem to have much of an identity for, like, a class. Maybe Pinello? I don't know. Nobody's doing, like, black majory stuff just yet, though. And I feel like maybe Fran could do that a little bit better. She started out with white magic, bows, and black magic. So it seems like any one of those are kind of what they're pushing you towards.
The gods granted their favor to King Wraithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King,
That's a
upon
dumb
establishing
name.
the alliance, he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Wraithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Wraithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that.
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Wraithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
God. Buff Grandpa wearing a cape with no shirt is just such a look. That is such a look. Anyway. Well, I mean, I guess I should be used to it after the other fashion decisions that they make in this game. But still, it's like he's got like the straps for the cape over his completely and totally chiseled abs and chest. Okay, then. This was, I guess, when they got sick of making clothes out of belts and just decided to no longer make clothes in Final Fantasy games. Sure, you know. Would be super cool if, you know, it was like put around the world that didn't require teleport stones to use, but I mean, I suppose, yeah. Wow. Oh wow, look at that fire. That is some PS2 fire. Let's slow down here. Yep. Look at that fire.jpg. Anyway. Oh. Despite looking like a place you can go to, I suppose I should just be trusting the mini-map.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Fight. Anyway. You know, I guess we should have seen this coming, that King Wraithwall would have the demon wall hanging out in here. Oh, we're kind of like losing a decent amount of party members. A little bit tough, aren't you now? Well, whatever. Here's the thing. Oh. Oh, that's really considered a game over. Okay, fine. I'll remove Fran, who was there to like heal, and instead just make sure that I don't have any characters that can't attack out there. Fine. Whatever. Wraith Wall. I mean, Demon Wall is a classic. Demon Wall is a classic enemy that you fight in a lot of Final Fantasy games. Actually, you know, I was talking about Final Fantasy 15 earlier, and during the Apocalypse area, that is where you actually do encounter first the Demon Wall, just kind of like a generic thing hanging out in the world.
Run. We better decide fast.
You know, hey, it also appears here. Well, here, you know what? I got like this mist thing. How exactly does this work? Channel of Dark, man, does do it. Can't really use too much for like big attacks after all at all. What the hell is going on? Oh, hey, it's that thing that he used at the way at the beginning of the game. Was I supposed to do something there? Was there supposed to be like a what? Whatever. It did about double the damage of a regular attack. So, you know, sure. Okay, then. Bosch is gone. I'll replace him with Balthier, and then probably Pinello. Oh my god, that camera. Alright. I'll just make sure that I replace anybody that seems to be unable to attack as soon as it happens. Oh, Vaughn can't get out of here. Despite being asleep, Vaughn can't get out of here. Come on, hurry it up already, guys. You got this. See? Easy. And you were worried about the big wall thing. Hey, free leg. Oh. Yeah. I did it, everybody. I beat a wall. Structures will hold no sway over me anymore. That's not true at all. If only we could just, like, go shoot a wall dead. That would be really convenient. Why is Bosch still, like, gone? Like, what? He has health. He's just question mark right now. What does that mean, question mark? Hey, what's this? Ooh. Oh. Okay, then. Is there not a save point here? Dang, I don't think there is. Well, anyway, I want to get Bosch back here, but I guess we can just replace Vaughn with Fran, because, you know, whatever. Vaughn has, like, a dagger, and that's it. That's it. That's his entire thing. Open it up, baby. Nothing will stop us from continuing now. Okay, how many of these things do you have in here? Look, I just beat one. We'll do it again. Fine.
The world comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
Yeah, like we just did. Give me a second. Let me replace Fran. Unfortunate. Oh no, Bosch is back. Great. Well, again, I should probably take like a more of a battle-focused group out here. Okay. Let's do it. Well, this one's a lot easier. Are we gonna do the entire congratulations thing again? No way. Yo, cameraman, we don't need to see the underside of the bridge. I'm actually kind of glad they did it a second time. I wonder how many more... If there's more walls that appear in here and we got to see the congratulations every single time, it's just, that is absurd on a level that I actually find kind of funny. Yeah. Okay, but really hurry it up. All right. I guess now we can instead kind of get back to doing this then. Nothing behind this wall? Sure. Fine. Guess I'm not gonna argue. Unless...
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
Okay, we don't have another demon wall. Also, if they're not giving me any save points, I guess I need to actually use some of these eye drops here. Needless to say, I'm just kind of using the regular melee attacks for most of the stuff that I'm doing, but if you're blind, that does kind of result in something of a problem. Now, what's this now? These weird, fancy urns seem to be just for the maps. I'm not entirely sure, but, you know. Let's do it. Where? Oh, that's just a go back. And, like, not even go back, just teleport back to the previous area you were just at. There wasn't even any enemies to fight. There were just cutscenes to watch, which are in some ways more difficult to get through than regular enemies, but you know. Anyway, all right. I went through this once already. I don't know if I remember how exactly it works, but I'm fairly certain if I recall correctly, it is you got to go to both of the areas to activate stuff, and that's how you tell something like that. I'll figure it out. But hey, big dungeon! We're doing the dungeon thing. Actually, you know, one of the observations I made about Final Fantasy VI was that they really went out of their way to... Oh, wait a second. There we are. They really went out of their way to not have traditional dungeons up until the point you got to the gate to the world of Espers. Yeah, the Esper World Gate. That one took place in a volcano, which was, you know, like a very normal type of dungeon compared to like the city of Zozo or the Phantom Train that you had done previously. Final Fantasy XII, on the other hand, has only been traditional dungeons. We got the I suppose we got like the Imperial ship, which was a little bit, you know, less what you would expect out of a dungeon, but it's just been sewers and mines and now a tomb. But given how, like, a lot of the gameplay has very little to do with like the actual story, it would not surprise me at all to find out that like the story writers and the gameplay developers were two different teams. Something like that. Feel like if that revelation came out, I'd just be like, yep, that's exactly what I thought was happening this entire time. Didn't really have too much communication between the two. It's like, hey, we got all these cutscenes and we need some way to like, we need to have some sort of gameplay in between them. It's like, we'll do something. Tomb? It's like, yeah, good enough, whatever. We can just alter, we can throw in a few unvoiced lines about that. Make you go get a sunstone or something. Anywho. Zombie mages, I see. No, face the thing. Face the thing. No, he's not going to face the thing. There we go. I guess the tomb actually was mentioned as like a big goal and everything, but stuff like going through the sewers and whatnot definitely didn't quite feel the same. Actually, I think I want to go back there because it was making walls lower alongside everything else. So, yeah. Yeah, something like this. What's the area I'm looking at here? It was like a big fancy wall or something, but I don't... Okay, looking at the mini-map, there's no actual map here, so I guess this is, in fact, the place I want to go to. No? Maybe? I don't remember going through this door before, but then again, it seems like you can go one of two different ways through each of these areas, so, yeah.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Can't really count on Vaughn for much of anything, but, you know. I think if there's one thing that I've noticed from the comment section, it's that is an opinion held by most people, that it's just like, yo, Vaughn is just kind of here. He doesn't even have the magic stone anymore. He's just kind of here along for the ride. Because, you know, they wanted to have the spunky teenager as the main character. They didn't want to have like an old man like Bosch be the main dude. It's probably like 25 or something. Ancient, decrepit old beast. On his last legs, it's surprising that he even managed to survive his time in the dungeon being 25 years old. Alright, hurry it up already. 4 times speed, I guess, does not count for, 4 times speed does not count for, the animations for stuff. Another good reason why it's like, it's probably for the best that I'm not really using an awful lot of magic. I guess there's one Espers in this game and
In vain
two
glory they arose,
summons.
shouting challenges at the gods. But
No surprise.
prevail they did not.
There always
Their
is.
doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Your Majesty, we must go.
What? Wrestler.
Oh, hey, it's that guy. Remember him from the beginning of the game? Did he ever get a name? Okay, Frozen Flame. Finally got it. Now then, back to... I'm guessing this sends me to the beginning of the dungeon, right? Because that's what we came here for. That's what I was expecting to find. Now, where did it actually put me? Oh, okay. Kind of a straight shot back then to the beginning. And one more here. Strong mist prevents teleportation. Yeah, you don't say. Is that because the second that I walk out here, we're going to be accosted by, well, not here. Oh, out here. We're going to be accosted by Imperial troops or something? Wow. Who could have seen that coming? What an incredible twist of misfortune that we've run into. I mean, this sort of, like, this basic flow of events happens in every one of the Final Fantasy games.
You left us with such great
Whether it's Arden, just like seemingly meeting us every single time we try and go talk to one of the Titans, or, you know, Kafka sitting right outside of the mountain ready to take all of our magicite the second that we walk out of there. It's always what happens in the game.
That is a base imitation. We seek Wraithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Oh my god.
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone. You must admit, 'tis more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
He actually looks very puffy.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Cid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanastre soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Fran? Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000!
Nice.
This must be day-affected Nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True day-affected Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it? You stand.
her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky Pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
Oh my god, I can't believe Vossler betrayed us. After everything, I don't even know who this character is. Whatever. Anyway, he's dead now. I mean, he's probably not because you know how this game goes, but still. Wait. Oh my god, this is the first time we've actually fought a named character in battle, and, like, it means something. Whoa!
Engine power falling rapidly. Each negative, impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The Nemesis draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to
unit
stop
seal.
it.
Let me infected. It's critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that?
I think it's the Dawn Shard.
Then what are we waiting for?
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujeba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanastre. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Dawn Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vane, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Larsa will make for a fine emperor.
Larsa so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vane return to Arcades.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vane wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died. And the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it, the cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
Oh, yeah, all right, let's get going. Vane's evil or something. Now then, to the next area. Okay, I think this is the area I want to get to. Go south was a little bit of a vague instruction. But yep, this does seem to be the right place, and I guess as it turns out, there's like a desert and non-desert version that the South Giza or whatever it's called just kind of switches between randomly. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, it's really just to make it so that your hub land has more difficult areas as you... Oh, I got a level! As you continue to go through the game. But yeah, still going south, I think, so... Maybe around here? Nah, who knows? Or is that the... I thought I saw like a... something over here. But no, this seems to be the right area. And... yeah, like how much farther am I going? I guess I do actually have some... the map does show quite a bit around here, so it should make it pretty easy to kind of figure out like what the exits to each location I'm looking for are. Yeah? Is this the one, though, is the question. I think it is. Okay, if this is not the correct location that I want to get to, then I think I'm gonna have to like start cutting around again. Nope, this one does seem to be correct. Okay, good. Now, first off, still don't know where to get the teleport stones, but might as well get that in the log, as it were. Yep. Not at all. Not even like a little bit. It's true. I was actually able to get through there, like, barely even paying attention to what monsters were attacking me. So I guess probably could have come down here earlier, but wouldn't have been able to get into the village to, like, buy stuff. Because I'm betting this is probably where I'm going to be getting the next set of upgrades for equipment. Well, don't worry. The title that they have above their head will make it very easy to figure out who I need to talk. Who I need to talk to. You, probably, right? Well, I mean you because I'm looking for upgrades. But, yeah, okay. I guess I'm going to have to come back here in a little bit then. Because there's a lot of stuff to be buying, it seems. But not right now. Alright. Herder. Herder. Come on. Is it literally just like walk over here? Yeah, oh, it is. Oh. Not you, though. Yeah? There we go. Hi, Chief. Yes, I was just speaking with him a second ago, so that should be easy enough. No, don't worry. I'm just gonna go rush over there right now. Sure, yes, I can try to go, like, get all of the equipment I need, but that's not a big deal. I still think I should be totally fine for quite a while in terms of gameplay and everything. Yep, let's go.
This nethicite, you have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone, then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwall flow through your veins, you cannot wield Nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, even if you knew how to use the Nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who will the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire Nethicite whom the Nethicite itself desires.
Larsa?
To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omases. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if Nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Rustler.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find him.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet, waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Jagd Remuda. Once we're in Jagd, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the XII, right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Jagd. You know Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
Yep, I suppose I will be leaving. Hey, nice. I don't think I have anybody that can use crossbows, though. So that's going to be, probably not going to be something that's very useful for quite a while. However, I think for right now, that should do it for this episode. I've been going for almost an hour and a half. So, next time, I'm going to be going a little bit farther into the not-so-sandy deserts to the south of town.